it's mask off time over at Jimmy Dore land. This is the thumbnail that Jimmy Dore has up for Matt Gaetz. Deep state destroyer. Yeah. Yeah, a dude literally bragging. Even if you don't buy the underage allegations, which I think, most of us believe where there's smoke, there's fire. And if we had more evidence, it will probably point in that direction. But even still, dude bragged about having sex with women who were under the influence of drugs. And this should come as no surprise to anybody that you cannot consent when you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol. You can't do it. Especially if you're underage, but definitely it still applies to adults. Yeah. But he's now Jimmy Dore's hero. I don't know how much we will be able to stomach of this shit because he has Scott Ritter, who's a twice convicted child predator, on with him. Shall we see?
Everybody come see us on tour. We'll be in Columbus, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky.
Matt Gaetz matters, and you wrote on your Substack, which is called Scott Ritter Extra. Everybody should check that out, obviously. President-elect...
What? Hold on. Why would that be obvious? Why would... And I don't know. Are both these guys, I guess, filling in for Jimmy, and Jimmy just, insists that Scott Ritter be on? Like, it's not good enough that he has these two sycophant, nut-sucking assholes filling in for him. He's got to have Scott Ritter, a twice convicted child predator. The first one was expunged after he, the record of it expunged, but he was still convicted after he served his time for it, which I think he got probation or something like that.
Donald Trump has nominated Matt Gaetz to be the next Attorney General of the United States. Many Americans are appalled and offended by this choice. I find it one of the best nominations made by Trump. Let me tell you why, and please take note, it is personal. Don't worry, Scott.
Right. You're both child predators, I guess, and he's part of the club.
But I'm not going to make you sit through the whole article, but I did assemble some highlights. Oh, look, a special guest, special friend of the show, Jimmy Dore is here. Hey, how is it?
He had to show up. You can only have what is it? You can't have a 1/3 child predator thing. You have to have it 1/4 and keep it. I don't know what the rest of these guys' proclivities are. We just assume they're on the team.
Oh, Jimmy, Malcolm didn't give me a bio for you. I didn't know how to introduce you.
No, that's okay. I'm here to make sure there isn't any profanity. Yeah. And please go on with this article. It's fantastic.
Okay, sure thing. The FBI is currently investigating me regarding efforts to counter the U.S. government's efforts to promote Russophobia, accusing me of violating the Foreign Agent Registration Act simply because I traveled to Russia and returned home to report the truth of what I had witnessed.
Yeah, no. This asshole spoke to Chechen troops. He gave a speech to Chechen troops that would be fighting in Ukraine. He didn't just go over there to report. He didn't take pictures and come back. The fuck out of here.
Witnessed to the American people. The FBI coordinated with the State Department to seize my passport without cause.
Again, multiple child predator, twice convicted, and then somebody who gave a speech to foreign adversarial troops. And like a go get 'em speech.
Simply to prevent me from continuing to travel to Russia. The FBI executed a search warrant on my home on August 7th, 2024, based upon false statements submitted to a federal judge to sustain the premise of probable cause. There's a photo of that very event.
Yeah. And hey, Scott, why don't you show us what's in the boxes, man? Why don't you just why in the world would they feel like they had the ability to do that? Why would they think that'd be okay? What was here's a good idea. Show the warrant. You've got a copy of it, right?
In place. I have been labeled an information terrorist, quote unquote, by the Ukrainian government through programs that are funded in full by U.S. taxpayers and facilitated by both the State Department and the FBI.
Right, because they're allies of us and we both care about democracy and you don't.
The culprits in question within the FBI.
All right, fuck this. I don't like. Why would I sit by as this asshole reads Scott Ritter's Substack as programming? Fuck off. Point being is that Scott Ritter is a twice convicted pedophile who gave a rah-rah anti-American speech to Chechen troops that were going to fight and kill in Ukraine. And then he wants to, and Jimmy Dore is there to cradle his balls during the entire process.